If you love me, please don't judge me. Got my hands tied, the power's above me. Don't shoot the messenger, I'm just a puppet here. If you wanna place blame, then look to the puppeteer. Family, fortune, envy, jealousy, privilege, passed on, legacy, secret, sabotage, borderline, felony, suicide, subtract, selfish, pedigree, yeah.
Before we start this review off, I real quick want to give my thoughts and prayers to Eric McClure's family and friends. Since Eric McClure the other day passed away suddenly at the age of 42, which is sad. So rest in peace to Eric McClure. Anyway, to the cut, let's go to the racing that happened this weekend. So the truck race happened at Kansas. Well, it's like almost any truck race that Kyle Busch enters. Because in life there are 4 guarantees. Death, taxes, access to free porn, and Stat Patty Busch getting another meaningless Xfinity or Truck Series win. So yeah, congrats to Kyle Busch on that his 61st meaningless truck win. Even despite double overtimes and Kyle Busch falling back late, Kyle Busch was able to still get through because he literally has the best truck in the field by a country mile. So there we go. So yeah, truck race. It's like any other race Kyle Busch is in. Truck race Kyle Busch is in. Honestly, Kyle Busch has no business being in the trucks or Xfinity. He literally has no business being in those races. Anyway, moving on to the first IndyCar series. We had an IndyCar race today. The first one, because they're doing a doubleheader at Texas. First IndyCar race at Texas. It was pretty boring. It was not really a whole lot happened. It was mainly a race dominated by Scott Dixon. Despite Scott McLaughlin putting a late charge in on Dixon, it still wasn't enough to beat Scott Dixon. And Scott Dixon gets his first win of the season. And that's now the 19th consecutive season that Dixon has had at least one win in IndyCar. Or has at least won a race in IndyCar. So hey, congrats to Dixon on that career milestone. So yeah, and Scott McLaughlin came just so close to getting that win. Don't worry, McLaughlin. Someday you'll get that win. Someday. Just take baby steps and learn from this. F1 race in Portugal. It was pretty boring. Nothing really happened. I mean, Bottas, he dominated. He led the first third of the race. Then once Lewis Hamilton passed Bottas for the lead, Lewis never looked back. Despite Sergio Perez staying out on mediums for 53 laps. I'm not sure what the point of that was. Like, that honestly made no sense. Unless they were trying to get a safety car and hope they stay ahead. But after after a few laps, that gap was pretty much gone. So yeah, I think this just shows that Sergio Perez is just this number 2 driver at Red Bull, and he'll just lay down and die to Verstappen. Because Red Bull will never do that shit with Verstappen. So yeah, then after that, and if Red Bull didn't have Perez stay out that long, he could have contended for the podium with Valtteri Bottas. But Bottas ends up third. Lewis Hamilton goes on to win the race. So Lewis gets his second win of the year. That's now his 97th career win. That puts him 3 away from 100. Max Verstappen finished second, and he would initially get the bonus point for fastest lap of the race. But hold up, we have a penalty. Beep. Because Max Verstappen exceeded track limits in turn 14. So as a result, that lap time was deleted. So the fastest lap of the race point goes to Valtteri Bottas. And Max Verstappen didn't even know about it until the post-race interview. And of course, even though this race was boring, there is one thing that did stir some controversy. The Driver of the Day vote. because we didn't know because they didn't announce who the driver of the day was until after the race. And usually F1's been consistent in announcing it right before the podium celebrations. And there was a reason why, because the initial winner of the driver of the day vote was Nikita Mazepin. Yes, the F1 shitposters actually were making a pact and made a push to try and make Nikita Mazepin the driver of the day at Portugal by default. And they did succeed at it, only for F1 to pull some politics and bullshit and have it changed to Sergio Perez. And I can understand why F1 did that, because if Nikita Mazepin fucking got to keep the driver of the day award, it would be an utter embarrassment to the sport. It would be utter humiliation. And it would pretty much just get rid of the driver of the day vote. So yeah, a bunch of shit posters made a push and initially blackmailed. Yeah, they blackmailed Nikita Mazepin, the driver of the day, only for F1 to deny it. F1, all you're just doing there now is delaying the inevitable. Because all they're going to do now is just keep voting for Mazepin as driver of the day until you actually let Nikita keep it. And I guarantee you, once they have Nikita get one, then they'll stop. Just a one-time deal, for the memes and to watch all the fans that hate Mazepin have a meltdown. Which would be kind of funny. I like stirring the pot. So yeah, honestly at this point, I have the easier solution to this driver of the day debacle. You want to hear it? Just get rid of the damn thing. Just honestly get rid of it. Like, it really means nothing at this point. Like, hell, there's not even a bonus point for it. So what fucking purpose does it serve? It's just a gigantic clusterfuck. Yep. And next week, F1 goes to Spain. And oh, by the way, watch all the F1 shitposters try and vote for Nikita Mazepin again. And then F1's gonna have to delete it to somebody else. Odds are they'll probably change it to Alonso next week or Carlos Sainz. Take your pick. Since it's Spain next week in Spain and Catalonia. So we go to a boring track next week. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna talk about the second IndyCar race at Texas. So this race, the race started off with a bang. We had a big one on lap 1 with a lot of cars tore up, including Alex Rossi and Tony Kanaan and Sebastian Bourdais, Connor Daly, and even Max Chilton went upside down, up and over, before landing back on all 4 wheels. Thank the Halo bar for his safety. That bar even took no damage, so it did its job. But yeah, I'm not sure what the hell happened back there. Like, I guess a couple cars at the back of the field decided to go before the leaders, and it just created a giant mess on lap 1. Like, it's too early to have a big one on lap 1. But yeah, we get the race back underway. It looked like this race was mainly between like Alex Palou and Graham Rahal and Scott Dixon. Dixon dominated for the most part, until some pit strategy allowed Patricia O'Ward and Newgarden to jump ahead of him. And as soon as the final round of green flag stops ended, we then get Felix Rosenqvist has a caution for a wheel falling off his car. And the caution comes out for the wheel immediately. I want you all to remember that for when we get to the Cup race. But anyway, despite that though, Patricia O'Ward was able to hold off Graham Rahal and Newgarden. And Patricia O'Ward gets his first career IndyCar win. So Patricia O'Ward is officially a winner in the IndyCar series. Hey, long time coming for him. Congrats to Patricia O'Ward. Well deserved. So he's finally a winner in the IndyCar series. And he's had a really good start to the season so far. Could this be the start of a championship run? Maybe. We'll have to see. And of course, next time IndyCar's in action is in 2 weeks, since we're in the month of May, which means it's Indy 500 season. So yep, we got, of course, the Indy Grand Prix, the race on the Indy Roval next week, in 2 weeks. And then after that, it's all the Indy 500 speed weeks. But yeah, that's that. And of course, I'm in the Cup Series next week and Xfinity and Trucks. We got Darlington Throwback Week. And before we get into Cup race, I did hear about some of the announcements this week. Mainly NASCAR announcing the points, the race format for the meaningless All-Star race at Texas. So, it's now 6 stages of hell. Honestly, it's just a gimmick. It's a damn gimmick. I still don't care about the All-Star race. I haven't cared about it for a while. Like, do people actually take that race fucking serious? Honestly, you want me to take the All-Star race serious? Wake me up when they actually put points on the line. Then I might take that shit serious. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get to the Cup race. The Cup race at Kansas, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to really talk much about the race after what I just saw at the finish of this race. Let's get one thing straight here. NASCAR really fucked the dog on this one. Like, mainly Kyle Larson and Chris Buescher both got equally screwed over in this. Because they're in the final round of green flag pit stops. During Tyler Reddick's stop, Tyler Reddick's one tire catcher would have butter fingers and he'd lose the tire. And then the tire would roll all the way across pit road and all the way into the infield to stop. And normally in this instance, it would be a caution immediately. But for some reason, NASCAR lets the race stay green for at least 15 laps. Until Chris Buescher made his pit stop, because Buescher stayed out an additional 15 laps over the field to try and get a caution. And try and get track position and shake everything up and maybe steal a win from Kyle Larson, who was the class of the field. But NASCAR waited until Chris Buescher made his pit cycle, and then Kyle Larson and everybody cycled ahead. And then NASCAR throws the caution for the tire loose in the field after 15 laps. Like, NASCAR, what in the hell is this bullshit? So, I guess now NASCAR's changing the rules as we're going along. They're changing it up now as we go along. Trying to make a damn show out of this. Like, NASCAR, if that tire in the infield was enough to cause a caution and a safety concern, then why the hell do you not throw the caution immediately? Instead of wait 15 damn laps? Like, if you're gonna wait... Like, if we're gonna go that long with the tire in the infield without a caution... Don't even bother throwing it. Just let it stay green. But of course, NASCAR is all about entertainment over racing, so that doesn't fit the NASCAR agenda. So of course, the caution comes out and they have to get the tire, which ends up being the turning point of the race. Because the following restart, Kyle Larson would then lose the lead to Denny Hamlin. And keep in mind, Larson was pulling away with the win. We're going to revisit this. So Hamlin gets the lead. Then with around 25 to go, Hamlin would then go full choker again. God fucking damn it, Hamlin. Why do you keep fucking choking now? This point in your damn career, is this how you start your downhill spiral, by now choking every race you have a shot to win at? As Hamlin would get too wide trying to block Larson, and Hamlin would put himself in the wall. And then a lap later, Hamlin would blow a tire and end up in the wall and cause a caution. We're not done there. Ensuing restart. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. then gets loose and spins out. And then we get another caution. And then the ensuing restart, Kyle Larson would then lose the lead to Kyle Busch. And mainly because Keselowski didn't want to push Larson and wanted to block Chase Elliott, who was on 4 fresh tires, while Keselowski was on 2 fresh and Larson was on old tires. What screwed Larson over and allowing Kyle Busch to sneak ahead of Kyle Larson. And then 10 to go, Christopher Bell spins out and then collects and wrecks Stenhouse and Ryan Preece. And oh yeah, It took only 2 or 3 caution laps to clean the track up. Oh, you want this race to be a 5-lap shootout? Guess what? Too bad. NASCAR's gonna keep the race under yellow for no reason. And we're gonna go green with 2 to go. So we had 8 laps of caution when it took 3 laps to really clean that mess up. And then on the restart, Kyle Larson would then push Ryan Blaney. Both of them would get loose and end up in the wall, which would just allow Kyle Busch an easy path to the win. So all of this was just to make a damn show, just so Kyle Busch could win on his 36th damn birthday. So hey, congrats to Kyle Busch on your win on your birthday. And I did hear about Kyle Busch and Samantha Busch fertility issues earlier this week, Samantha having that miscarriage. So hey, it's so NASCAR, man, we just did this as a feel-good story for everyone to feel sorry for Kyle. I'm not pissed at Kyle, I'm pissed at NASCAR for taking some manufactured drama and shoving it down everyone's throat. NASCAR's like, oh, you want a short 5-lap run to the finish? Guess what? Too bad. You're getting a 2-lap shootout shoved down your throat. Oh, you want Kyle Busch to have a winless season? Too bad. We're giving him a win. And we're going to give him now 17 straight seasons to shove down your throat. Like, seriously, NASCAR's inconsistency really is on display here. Look at the IndyCar race. When there was a loose wheel on the track, they threw a caution immediately. In NASCAR, if there's a loose wheel on the track, we wait 15 laps until everybody pits and then throw a caution. NASCAR, if you're gonna throw a caution for a loose wheel, do it immediately, no matter what the pit cycle is, and no matter who gets screwed over. It's part. But yeah, this race was just so much bullshit. And they called this race the Buschy McBush 400. Call this race the Buschy McBullshit 400. That's a more appropriate name for this. And also, Kyle Busch sweeps the fucking weekend. Wonderful. So Kyle Busch gets another meaningless weekend sweep. Honestly, Kyle, take the broom and stick it up NASCAR's ass. Honestly, they should give Kyle Busch a fucking shovel in victory lane since he likes to bury everybody. Because that's all this is. So now with this, it means that everybody at Hendrick, JGR, and Penske are now guaranteed to make the chase. So there's already 11 of the 16 chase driver field. So everybody in the big 3 powerhouse teams are going to make the chase this year. So yeah. So yeah, now there's a really good chance that, yeah, I think we all know where the championship's coming from this year. And it's probably going to give. It's probably going to be one of those 3 teams for sure. But yeah. I'm really surprised about NASCAR's inconsistency in this. NASCAR's never fucking consistent with anything. All I say is racing over entertainment. Because now the biggest what if is, what if that loose wheel never happened? What if NASCAR didn't throw a caution? Well, if NASCAR didn't throw the caution, Larson would have more than likely ran away with the race. Because Larson had a 4-second lead on Hamlin right before that caution came out. Now, we will never know what would truly happen because NASCAR wanted to take this and throw some manufactured drama because this race was mediocre at best. So NASCAR was trying to make it look good. So everyone would overrate, so that they would have a really good finish, and everyone would overrate the shit out of this race. Because this package is complete ass. Thank God we got the set. Thank God we're going to Darlington next week. Better track. But yeah, honestly, I wish the NFL draft ran on Sunday too, so I could devote my Sunday to that over this fucking manufactured bullshit. Like, this race was just so fucking stupid. Like, that was just some dumbass NASCAR calls. And just know this. And it seems like with this, NASCAR learned nothing from that bullshit at the Roval they pulled. When they pissed the entire fan base off. And they did it again. NASCAR, you learn nothing. Go fuck yourselves. But yeah, let's be real. Like I said after Daytona, NASCAR won't make any real changes until somebody gets badly injured or dies. That's just a sad reality because that's the NASCAR way. NASCAR way is nothing changes until someone gets hurt or someone gets killed. Pick your poison. But yeah, so it looks like Kyle Busch is going to be a fucking thorn in everyone's side this year. And it's all because NASCAR wanted to manufacture it and become fucking WWE on wheels. All hail Nascarball. And I'm just going to end the video off with this. That what we just saw today in the race with that bullshit with the tire, that gives ammo. That type of shit, that gives ammo to every single NASCAR and every single fan in NASCAR, every single NASCAR conspiracy theorist that think that this shit is rigged. So yeah, for everyone that wants to make the police saying, oh, NASCAR's not rigged, well, good luck making that defense after today. Because you're not going to hear the end of the whole NASCAR is rigged argument after today. Because NASCAR just gave ammo to every single fan that thinks it's rigged. With this bullshit. And I'll be honest here. Nobody should be defending this shit. If anyone defends this shit, then you are officially part of the problem. You're a part of the problem. And it's plain and simple. And let's be real. And of course the drivers are going to say that was the right call. Because if they speak out against NASCAR, they'll get fined $25,000. Because that's not PC. And you don't understand. Because that's the NASCAR way. Like, let's be real. Nothing's going to change in this sport until someone gets killed or until someone gets badly injured. As much as I don't want to see either happen, maybe then, if it does indeed happen, we'll then get real changes in this fucking sport. Thank God for IndyCar and F1. We can devote our Sundays to that over this manufactured drama bullshit. If I'm done, fuck this shit. I'll see you all at Darlington next week. Peace.